you know what, real impressed with our guys, and you know, we were disappointed last night. Now that's a tough one to handle, and you know, pretty bad taste from your mouth. But you know what, sports are an interesting thing, and it's how you respond to things. And I always think that's the important thing. We're kind of finding our bearings here and trying to figure out. Obviously, last night's not the team we want to be tonight. We worked a hell of a lot harder, and we're rewarded. So. Again, real impressed, real proud of our guys. Good Spartans today. They bounced back, and I was talking on the radio with Scotty Moore about it, and I thought about a speech my sophomore year that Donnie McSween, who's, you know, one of the best captains I ever played with, and definitely one of the best captains ever here at Michigan State. And you know, we had lost at home to Michigan, and you know, we didn't lose to them much back then, but it was a bad loss. And I think, Neil, you might know, I don't know what the score was, 7-3 or something, but I just remember Donnie's speech and talking about the importance of things. And so I got to give him a call tomorrow and give him credit, because, you know, everything he talked about, I remember, and I told the guys, remember that, and keep that. That's not a pleasant memory, but you can learn from it, move on. And they did. And I'm a tough guy to impress, and they did tonight. That was a gutsy bunch in there. Good Spartans.
All right. Scott, first up. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Good win tonight. Two quick questions. First off, do we have any update on Nash Nienhuis? Is there any lingering injury there? Or was he?
No, you know, I think he'll be good to go Monday in practice. We probably could have played him tonight if we had to. I think we just kind of took the approach that, hey, you know what, let's just, you know, take another day. You know, Powell's been playing well. The decor's been fine, and you know, just a little bit of caution. So I look for him to be back here pretty soon.
And second one, what'd you like? Obviously, the first line produced 2 goals tonight. What'd you like out of Josh getting on the score sheet for the first time, Charlie getting back on for the first time in a couple of games? What'd you like out of the performance of the first line tonight?
You know, hey, you know, we don't have you know, that's our top line, and you know, all 3 of those guys are guys that we need to produce. And you know, but kind of the way we've been rolling, if you look at our, you know, our top scorers, they're all bunched at, you know, we had 5 or 6 guys with 6 points, and it's probably still a little bit like that. So a little more by committee, but you know what, there's some parts there, and those 3 guys, you know, they played a little bit together last week, and then you know, we put them together this week, and in practice they looked real good. So you know what, we need them to apply pressure, and you know, if they score, it's even better. But you know, for Nods, he's been doing a lot of good stuff, and he's a true sophomore in the Big Ten, and it's you know, he's a young guy, and he's got to cover a lot of minutes for us. And you know, he's had a lot of assists, but you get that 0 off the score sheet, off your hockey card, it's a good feeling. And you know, we feel real good for him. He's a harder worker as he's one of those guys that works, you know, too hard, where you got to tell him, hey, you know, your intensity is good, but let's cut it off at a certain point and save it for the game. So great to see him. I mean, that's what a feeling on the bench, and you know, real happy for Josh.
Nate.
That opening faceoff, you know, starting out with APAP, Stevens, and Estevez. APAP wins that faceoff, and the bench gave out a really loud roar, a lot of, you know, hitting the boards. What did his presence tonight just do overall for the team?
Well, it's, you know, I think it takes, you know, good players and good leaders. They take pressure off the other guys, and they kind of allow those guys to, you know, be more comfortable. He takes, you know, a lot of the tough minutes and face-offs, and you know, he's going to kill penalties, and he's going to throw some big checks, and he's going to defend top line. So you know what, that takes a pretty big burden, and when he's out, like any player like that on any team, that just moves everybody up one peg in the lineup. But no, he's loved in that room. He's an inspirational guy, and yeah, having him come back, even if he was just sitting on the bench dressed, I think he would have brought a lot to the game tonight. He's that important to us.
Neil.
Yeah, now, obviously, the team showed a lot more energy tonight, but what did you guys do defensively that was so much better than last night, that where you kept Michigan, you know, even though they were dangerous at times, a lot at bay and not as obviously around the net like they were last night?
Yeah, you know, it always starts in the offensive zone. I thought our just layers, I guess, to put it one way, where, last night we had two guys chasing the puck a lot, and they'd make one pass and jump by us. And, so we were always constantly reading and having switches on the way back. And then I also thought, again, in terms of layers through the neutral zone, where we kept our speed and we had a better angle of pursuit, which carried us back. And that let our D gap up quite a bit more. Last night we were spread out. There's just too much space between our forwards and our D men. And when you get playing that way, the D just can't gap up. And especially with a team that skates and passes like them, you're going to be on the wrong side. So you're constantly on your heels. So I thought we did all of that an awful lot better. And then in zone, boy, we didn't lose many guys in coverage until they got that lead with the 2-1 goal, and that was unfortunate. A guy slid to the back. It was a good play, and guy got to the back door, but really we hadn't lost too many guys until then. So pretty clean. But a lot of it's angles, and it's working ahead of the puck is what we talk about. Is not waiting until okay, it's there and I'm going to dive in and make the play. Just work ahead of it. Be prepared to get more offense out of it that way, and puts you in a good spot defensively. But yeah, much better.
Thanks, Dan.
Audrey.
You mentioned that you're a tough guy to impress. And so what did you think tonight of the special teams play, specifically when it came to the penalty kill, maybe? How impressed were you that you guys were able to kill all of those penalties, especially when you had those two back-to-back in the second period?
Yeah, that was tough. And then you thought in the third period, hey, they'll put the whistle away, which kind of looked like, and then we had another one there. But no, they did a great job. Again, getting Tommy back kind of level some things out. Nico Mueller did a great job. He's jumped in. He's a good hockey player, and he's just finding more and more ice time, and he did a nice job. And then Mattson and Joshua were outstanding as a pair night. So yeah, those guys were real good. The D were blocking shots. Their sticks were real good. We kind of put them in some spots where we wanted to be. So no, yeah, real happy with that aspect. And the power play we had it around the net a little bit, and not bad. And our entries were good, our recoveries were good. Got some pucks on net, and just couldn't get one to. We had 9 shots on net on the power play today. So, but you got to keep plugging on those and look good. I was hoping they were going to break it open for us and get a power play in the third, but no such luck.
And then I was trying to hear you. I'm sorry. When you said the first speech about Donnie, did you deliver some of the same words, or what did you do pregame in terms of, sorry, it was hard to hear you give a little bit of that first part. And so I was just wondering if that was what had to do with some of the gumption initially when you came out, because you could just tell you just had so much more of it tonight.
Yeah, no, just with, it was Don McSween, and I know exact words. I don't know. I'm all right. It was more of the emotion of it, and how important all the games are, but the Michigan games are real important, and we hadn't played well, and we were a national championship game with that team, and just did not play well, and it felt a lot like last night, and the main point was, hey, that's got to burn in you, not just for tomorrow or the next week or this season. That's the rest of your life. That's got to burn in you, and that's what we talked about. So just tried to carry the emotion. And Don wasn't, he's a fantastic man, and he wasn't big on speeches. He did things the right way all the time. Great teammate, great guy. But that was a time when that was, Louis and I talk about it a lot. That was as emotional as I've seen Donnie. Donnie and I lived real close to each other in Grand Rapids for 10 years and played together, and still real good friends. But that's one time that got me, and I've been a Spartan my whole life, and that one that made an impact. That's hard to do. That how important these games are and how hard you have to play, and that those things can happen.
Thank you, Danton.
Rico.
Coach, there was some areas and some times where Michigan was just flying away, buzzing. Didn't know if you'd gain possession of the puck, but it didn't look like you had to say a lot to the guys. It looked like they were able to work themselves out of those situations and, I guess, maybe calm things down. Is that perception? Do I have that perception right?
Yeah, no, that was they did a nice job of that. And I think you're right. You're gonna spend some time in your own zone with them, and if you can contain them. But when it's extended or it's at the end of a penalty kill and you can't get out, we had a couple of those where guys just couldn't get off the ice. But you know what, they handled it, and didn't get run around crazy, and good sticks and angles, and we're able to find a whistle or find a way to get it out of our zone and get it deep and get a change. And I like this about this group. They every year we've done a little more winning, but they've got a good winner's mentality where there's a certain calmness. Even at 2-1, it was good on the. I mean, not good on the bench, but you know what I mean. They were ticked off, but you know what? There's good intentional fortitude, and they kind of knew what they had to do. They got it up, and they got the next one, and then found a way to get the third one. So no, I like the way they handle themselves in that way, and we've done that a few times this year. We're down 2-0 in Minnesota, which is a kiss of death, and we found our way back into that game, tied it up for a bit there. But no, they've got a little extra in them when they want to dig down, but it's something that hey, you got to do that. Hey, let's do that 60 minutes every night. Let's not have a game like last night where we get back on our heels all the time. But prove something to yourself and believe something and set that bar, and let's move forward from here. Not keep clawing back from not incomplete games or a bad outing on the road. So that's our next step.
I know, just a follow up. I know as a coach, you need to keep your poise and everything, but when you see them perform in moments like that where they respond and answer, can you do a little fist pump behind there that nobody can see because know that they got it?
Yeah, we're little guys jump up so we can kind of hide behind them a little bit. But yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, look at John Cooper, in the Stanley Cup. I mean, we get to coach a game, and we don't work. I mean, this is just play. You get to come in here and have fun, and people that don't get carried away, they should be carried away. You know what? Have some fun with it. And as mad, hey, if you can get mad last night when you get your ass kicked, you better be able to enjoy it, and we will. We'll have a nice glass of wine tonight and enjoy that. And but yeah, I was tried to keep a little calm. But that second goal was good. The third one we felt pretty good. Louis and I gave a little bump there, and then I had to worry about the last 37 seconds. Yeah, like I said, you gotta. Hey, if you don't enjoy it, man, find something else to do.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
All right, one more here. Jim, go ahead.
Hey, congratulations, Danton. Hey, when it was 2-1, when Nodler scored the game-tying goal, did the grit level go up even more at that point? I saw Goodsir win a 50-50, and then I think Goodsir kind of prevented a clearing pass from getting out. Did you? And then after you scored it 2-2, the next shift, it looked like a real gritty shift. Did the grit gas pedal get pressed there a little bit? Would you agree that kind of something accelerated there?
I don't know. I mean, we did a nice job, getting it in, and it was just an innocent dump. Kyle Haskins just gets it and bumps it in, and we go forecheck, and that's something we've been talking about. Doing more of that throughout the game and the weekend, and he did that. Makes a nice play, and then you do feed. You get it, you score. You feel like you go from hey, we played so hard, we're down 2-1. Do you tie it up? You get a little bit of jump, and the next line carries that over, and fortunately, it was guys like. Nodler and Combs and Lewandowski out on the ice that could make them pay for that. So, yeah, you get a little bump out of those things, and always gives you a little energy. You get a little more oxygen when things go right.
I meant with Krieger's game-tying goal. One other thing with McSween, when you lived next to him for 10 years, did that conversation come up periodically or never? Will he remember his exact words from that?
Oh, yeah, Donnie probably would. He's getting old though. He's got some timers. But no, we talk, hey, we're Michigan State guys. You talk about it all the time. We didn't talk about losing to Michigan very often, though. I'll tell you that much. So